Contention. Critique. Conjecture. Conclusion.
The Huddle with Corporate Cars, saving you thousands on luxury European vehicles.
Is the taste that your lips allow? My mind, oh give me love. My mind, oh give me love. My mind.
NewstalkZB, 21 minutes to 6, quite a lot making political headlines. This Easter we've got Cameron Slater and Josie Pagani on the panel on the Huddle this afternoon. Hello to you both.
Hi, Rachel.
Hello. Cameron, are you there?
I am here.
How are you?
I'm perfectly healthy and fit despite sore shoulders from carrying my nice little Samba deer up the hill yesterday.
Oh, so you haven't been tramping?
No,
You've been
I
out
went
hunting.
with a rifle, Josie.
Crikey.
Right. That's so you.
I want to talk about...
The venison sausages, though.
Oh, yep. I've had a few of those lately, actually. My brother has some venison on the farm. They're good, I have to admit. Not interested in carting one up the hill, though, but good on you. Let's talk about Nigella and chocolate, actually, because, Josie, if I can start with you, what do you make of this? She was given an exemption to travel here to perform this Whittaker's ad, if you like, or film this Whittaker's ad, where the Americans said, no, she can't come here because of, she's admitted taking drugs.
Oh, it's just silliness. I mean, the idea of banning her because she admitted to trying drugs, I mean, goodness me, we'd end up with no one coming to New Zealand. So we'll ban the Rolling Stones next month, or in the next few months, or we'd have the likes of Cliff Richards and the Wiggles, would be the only one who'd ever pass muster to get into New Zealand. It's very depressing to hear this from the Labour Party, even if it was just Rajan Prasad, eating too much chocolate over Easter. It should never have happened. I mean, banning Nigella. A few months ago we were banning Facebook in the Labour Party. These are distractions. We've got to start talking about the things that matter to people. And Nigella, she's wonderful. I'm much more excited about her coming than the Royals, I have to say.
And trucks and fast lanes, I guess, and, Nigella coming here. There are bigger issues, I would suspect, in an election year, Cameron Slater.
Well, absolutely. I think, Talkback proves today that what the Labour Party did today was lose the middle-aged bloke vote, who were probably looking forward to the rather shapely visage of Nigella coming to New Zealand. And it just shows just how out of touch Labour is, that they sort of climb on board any bus that seems to be going past. But it's good to see Rajan performing. I mean, he's showing that why he's got a higher list ranking than, say, Stuart Nash or Kelvin Davis, and this is good for the Labour Party. I think.
Yeah. Thanks for that glowing endorsement, Cam. It's just really depressing. I mean, it's the one thing. One of the biggest victories Labour's had in the last few years was the Christchurch East by-election, and Jim Anderton ran that campaign. And it's 101. It's so simple. You campaign on the things that matter to people, and that was a success because they went in there. They talked about getting your house fixed, fixing broken windows, sorting out your insurance, job opportunities, what was going to come up in Christchurch, what could they fight for, getting their kids into schools, and they did resoundingly well. So now we've got, banning Nigella and butter.
To be fair, I don't think they wanted to ban Nigella. I think it's about whether the government picks and chooses who it allows in, to be honest. And that's the issue, about whether there was a bit of a sweetener because it's the fabulous Nigella who's coming in.
But she hasn't committed a crime.
No.
Yep, she's not guilty of anything, but...
What does Rajan Prasad say about Darian Fenton, who is admitted to heroin use? I mean, David Cunliffe was waxing lyrical about the bravery of Darian Fenton just a couple of months ago. Look, and now we've got Rajan Prasad passing his moralistic judgment on whether someone's used drugs or not.
The fact that we've
got the Rolling Stones coming later on in the year. Is he going to call for a ban on them too?
No, I mean, look, the minute the Labour Party starts being, in favour of Cliff Richards and banning Rolling Stones, we're in trouble.
That's it, the party's dead.
We shouldn't. I'm depressed that we're even talking about it. We're a few weeks out from a budget. We should be talking about what Labour would do if they were in charge and what their budget would be.
The Rolling Stones are a proof positive that a lifetime of drug abuse actually allows you to continue performing.
Moving on from that. Let's talk about the situation with Shane Jones, because this donation of, $1,000 from Hekia Parata's husband, Sir Witta Gardner, has raised the eyes of John Key. What do you make of that, Cam Slater? Here's a Tory throwing some money at Shane Jones for his Labour leadership bid.
Oh, look, I think Weir has always been a little bit self-centred and a big supporter of Maori interests.
Really?
I'm surprised Shane only managed to pick his pockets for $1,000. I'm a bit disappointed in Shane with that. But look, good on Shane for going and casting widely for donations. And at least he's honest about them too, because we still don't know who David Cunliffe's two secret donors are.
Unless perhaps it's a sign that really in the National Party there's no one looking out for Māori interests.
Well, I bet you Shane's not banning Nigella.
No. Well, the other thing too with the Nats is they've probably taken a little bit of a look at the Labor Party, felt sorry for them, thought, good grief, let's see if we can get them a real leader, and helped to try and get Shane Jones across the line.
How selfless and benign of the National Party.
They're looking after democracy, Josie.
The real thing here is, I'm somebody who was quite open about the fact that I supported Shane, and one of the reasons I supported him is that he can go out and don't usually support Labor. That's a good thing.
Well, look,
so the fact that he got money, he got money from Wiri Gardner, he got money from a board member at the New Zealand Oil and Gas. He's going out there appealing to people who are seeing something for them in Labor. They're seeing that a story about development, about jobs, and good on him.
And maybe the next leader of Labor, Josie.
Well, possibly. So. I mean, who knows? Yeah, but I mean...
But think about it, Josie. The best headlines Labor has had all year, it was Shane Jones kicking the rat bags at Countdown.
Yeah, and there's another thing here, Rachel, which I think is really interesting. This sort of slightly snivelling tone that people have about, oh, look, they got money from here and they got raised, somebody gave them a donation here. That's how political parties are funded. And if they weren't, it would be coming from our tax dollars. So we should say good on them for going out and getting money.
All right, we're going to come back in just a moment. You stay on the line. It's 5:45.
It's Rachel Smalley in for Larry Williams on Larry Williams Drive with ANZ, the bank with more local experts on NewstalkZB.
NewstalkZB, it's 12 minutes to 6. Cameron Slater and Josie Pagani on the Huddle this afternoon with us. ACT Party, they've announced 3 strikes, this policy, 3 strikes, and, you're in jail for 3 years if you're a burglar. How do you think that will work, Josie?
Well, look, I've been burgled a few times, and a lot of people have, and it's horrible. It feels like it's a personal, violation. There's nothing worse than wandering through your house and thinking somebody's been rifling through your stuff and taking it. You can already lock people up. You can lock them up for 10 years. The problem is catching the bad guys, and that's the thing that's the problem I have with this. It's all very well talking about 3 strikes and you're out. If you get caught, you're already going to jail. The problem is catching them. So if you're serious about it, if you're serious about stopping burglary, put the money at the prevention stage and at the police stage. Get the police out there to catch them, because in my experience, that was the problem, was getting the police over to come and go through your house and get the evidence and go out and catch the buggers.
Cameron, the Nats say they'll look at this. They're interested in working on this.
Well, I've seen a rather lengthy piece by Brian Edwards on the blog that he says he's not blogging on anymore. And he says, look, there's a mistake here. It's talking about a deterrent, and criminals aren't particularly smart, and they don't think, oh, look, I'm sitting on 2 strikes. If I commit this other burglary, I'm probably going to go away for 3 years, so I'll better go and get a job. And in some respects, Brian Edwards is right, but he misses the point about why you slam people in jail, is that for that 3 years, that rat bag is off the streets and isn't committing crime.
And we're paying a lot of money to keep him there.
Well, that's the thing we do, but maybe we need to change that around too and put these scumbags to work for us.
Or rehabilitate them. Or maybe this is evidence too of the growing gap between rich and poor.
Oh,
and when you create a society like that, then there are more people like that. I mean, I'm not saying it makes people go out and be burglars, but you're more likely to get that sense of entitlement and that frustration, aren't you?
Here's a terrible story in the US where they've got 3 strikes and you're out, and they end up with some ridiculous situations where a guy who stole jewellery 3 times because he's got a meth problem, so he's feeding his drug problem, went to jail for 70 years. So he got more than a convicted killer, and that's not right.
70 years here.
No, but that's the kind of silliness.
About 3 years, which is half time, which is only 18 months at best. But
But
I don't think it's actually addressing the problem.
they've already got long sentences. The problem is catching them. That's the main problem.
The problem is a judiciary that likes to hug crims and not put people away for a long time.
But another point I'd make, though, is that I think ACT have got no credibility talking about this when they support decriminalising all drugs.
All right, you two, we have to leave it there. Josie Pagani and Cameron Slater, appreciate it. It's been fun. It's 9 minutes to 6. Let's get some headlines.